let's dive straight in and find my first match. Start off with tops. The first top that caught my eye was looked like a jersey top, so you could use cotton lycra, and it had a grown-on sleeve. So this top reminded me very much of a top I made for myself recently. It's a Sinclair Oasis top. The Oasis does have a band on the grown-on sleeve, but if you didn't want to do that kind of sleeve treatment, there's another pattern. It's a free pattern by Maria Denmark, and it's the Kirsten kimono top. I've made this top as well. I prefer the fit of the Oasis, but between the two tops there's not an awful lot of difference. So if you wanted a free pattern, the Kirsten kimono is the one to go for. But yeah, both these patterns are a really good substitute for the blue or the white jersey top from Boden. My second top is a garment that Boden seems to do very, very well indeed. It's a classic long sleeve collared shirt. I have two pattern matches, this time from Love Notions and from Pattern Emporium. The shirt, as you can see, has a long sleeve and a cuff and a collar. That's the Boden version. I've chosen the Love Notions Aria shirt, which again has a collar, a long sleeve and a cuff with a bound opening on the sleeve, and also the Pattern Emporium all-in-one easy shirt. Now you can make the Pattern Emporium all-in easy shirt as easy or as complicated as you like. There's a choice of sleeves, there's a choice of collars, but if you were going to replicate the Boden garment, then you'd go for the collar with the stand, the long sleeves with the cuff and the opening again. So they are my two matches for the Boden shirt. I have two skirts from Boden for you to pattern match. One of them is the very on-trend midi denim skirt with the front split, as you can see in the photograph here. Now my choice for patterns was of course the Style Arc Tommy skirt, which you can see here. It almost is exactly the same as the Boden skirt. It has the fly front and pockets at the front, and it has the front split, and it has a back yoke and pockets. So that is a really good replica for the denim skirt. The second skirt I have is from Boden, is a gathered skirt, and it's gathered onto a waistband. Now my choice to replicate this pattern is the Halley skirt, again from Style Arc. It's a gathered skirt onto a waistband, and you can make it in cotton just like this Boden garment. The only difference is that the Halley skirt has a band at the bottom that's stitched onto the skirt itself. Now the Boden garment doesn't have that, but there's no reason why you can't lengthen the main body of the Halley skirt and omit that bottom band. I only have one pair of trousers from Boden for you this season. I had quite a few last season, if you remember, or in the autumn video that I did. You can find the link up here. Because obviously it's spring and we're looking forward to warmer weather. I chose a pair of slim-fitting yellow trousers with a front fly from the Boden catalogue. And the pattern I have to match to this is, well, I have two actually. The first one that I found is actually in my own pattern collection. It's a Sandra narrow-legged jeans from Style Arc. Again, it has the front fly and pockets at the front, the back yoke and back pockets, and it has a very slim leg. And you could turn those up to look like the model in the photograph from Boden. I think if you did those in a nice, bright, stretch linen viscose mix, they would look fantastic and would replicate the Boden trousers really beautifully. Style Arc has several jeans patterns, some of which are stretch pull-on. There's the Blackley jean, which I have in my pattern collection. There are also the Georgie jeans, which are stretch pull-ons, the Gilly jeans, the Sandra jeans, which I just showed to you, and the Elwood jeans, which have a button fly. Which brings me on to the second pattern to replicate the jeans. Love Notions has literally this week just published a new pattern for stretch jeans called the Cadence pattern. Now this pair of jeans features all the regular features of a jean trouser. It's a pull-on jean, so it has a faux fly, it has front pockets, back pockets and a yoke. There are 4 leg treatments. You can either have a pair of flared trousers, bootcut trousers, straight legs or skinny legs. So there's something for everybody, and within that pattern you could certainly replicate the Boden jeans that I've showed to you. Next on my list is this amazing green jumpsuit. Now you can see it has a button fronted bodice, a belt and wider legs. I've got 2 patterns to show to you, but you might have to do a bit of a mashup between them. It was the Birdie jumpsuit from Style Art that really caught my eye and looked like a really good comparison to the Boden garment. It does have the buttoned bodice, as you can see, the belt and the wider legs, but it's sleeveless. So what I would suggest doing is taking the sleeves from the Shannon jumpsuit and possibly changing the Birdie armhole for the Shannon so that the sleeves fit. You can see here that the Shannon has sleeves, but it is a button back. So it's slightly different from the Boden version, but I think if you mash those 2 patterns together, you'd certainly have a very similar looking garment. I would suggest making it in a lovely linen, and you would certainly have a good number of colours to choose from if you chose linen as your fabric. The dress pattern that I chose from Boden this season is this yellow dress with the V-neck. There are several features of this dress to take into account before we start looking for a pattern match. The first thing is, of course, the V-neck, the sleeves. It also has a middle section between bodice and skirt, and it has a tiered skirt. The pattern, I couldn't find an exact duplicate in my own patterns or the pattern catalogues that I tend to use, but I do have, again, 2 patterns that you could use. Now, I don't have these patterns in my collection, but I would like to buy them. So I would use the Trini dress from Style Art combined with the Trini extension pack. I think that if you used both these patterns together, so the original Trini and the extension pack, you could certainly make a dress that looked very, very similar to the Boden model. You could have the V-neck, the sleeves, the middle piece that separated the bodice from the skirt, and you could also have the skirt with a 1 tier at the bottom. You could add a little bit of lace at the bottom if you wanted to, but I think using these 2 patterns together, you would certainly be able to replicate the Boden model very well. My final garment from the Boden catalogue is, of course, a topper. I chose this olive green jean style jacket. The jacket doesn't tend to have classic jean style lines to it, but it does have pockets at the breast and pockets further down, and it has long sleeves and a collar, obviously a button placket and buttons. The pattern I chose to replicate this is the Pattern Emporium Smitten jacket. The Smitten has obviously the long sleeves and a cuff if you so desire. It has a collar, a button band or a placket, and it has the pocket treatment on the front of the bodice. I think, again, if you made this in a really lovely linen, you'd have something that replicates the Boden jacket pretty well. So there are my 8 top picks from the Boden catalogue, and with patterns to match. Happy sewing, bye!